Sensory memory. You know when you wave your hand in front of a light and for just a second you can still see where it was? Or when someone says something but you only really hear it half a second later? That's your sensory memory. Your brain's quickest way to remember things for just a moment. Your eyes, ears, and skin notice everything around you. The light from the window, the sound of a car outside, the feeling of your shirt on your shoulders. But your brain can't keep all of this, so it holds each thing for less than a second, then decides, remember this or forget it. There are 3 quick memories. Seeing memory. When you wave your hand fast, you see a blur. That's your eyes holding the image for a tiny moment before letting go. Hearing memory. When someone says hi and you say what, but then know what they said. That's your ears keeping the sound for an extra second. Touch memory. After someone shakes your hand, you can still feel it for a little while. That's your skin remembering. You know why this is important? Without this quick memory, you wouldn't notice important sounds like a car horn. Movies would look like fast pictures instead of smooth movement, and you wouldn't feel things for a short time after they happen. Most of these quick memories disappear right away, but the important ones, your brain saves them for later. Short-term memory. You know when someone tells you a phone number and you repeat it in your head until you can write it down? Or when you're cooking and remember 3 more minutes for the pasta? That's your short-term memory. Your brain's sticky note for quick information. Here's how it works. Your brain can hold about 5 to 9 things at once, like remembering a new person's name, where you put your keys, and what time your meeting starts. But if you don't focus, it disappears fast. In about 15 to 30 seconds, it's gone forever. Here are 3 important things about short-term memory. It's limited. Try remembering 10 numbers at once. Hard, right? That's because your short-term memory only has so much space. It needs attention. If someone interrupts you while you're remembering that phone number, poof, you'll probably forget it. You can make it stronger. Repeating information like saying a name out loud helps keep it in your mind longer. Why this matters? Because without short-term memory, you'd forget why you walked into a room. You wouldn't be able to follow a conversation, and you would lose your train of thought mid-sentence. Most everyday thoughts disappear quickly, but the ones you practice or find important, those move into long-term memory. Quick pause in today's video. I want to share something with you. I just launched a weekly newsletter on Substack. It's a space where I go deeper into the topics I cover here. Mental health, brain tips, productivity hacks, learning methods that work, body facts, all explained simply, just like in my videos. Every week, you'll get a short, valuable email packed with insights you can actually use to take care of your mind and body. And if you ever want to go a step further, I created a paid membership. It's super affordable, about the price of a cup of coffee each month. Why? Because I didn't want to sell you each thing separately. That just gets expensive. Instead, members get everything. Printable cheat sheets, brain trackers and templates, deep dive explainer packs, and even bonus content I don't share anywhere else. I made this to help, not to sell every little thing piece by piece. So whether you join for free or go premium, you're welcome. If that sounds good to you, check the link in the description to subscribe. I'd really love to have you on the list. Now back to the video. Long-term memory. Remember your first bike ride? Your first love's name, or that time you got lost in a store as a kid? That's your long-term memory at work, and it's far more fascinating than you might think. Scientists have discovered that when we form long-term memories, our brain actually grows new physical connections between neurons. It's called synaptic plasticity. Basically, your brain creates stronger pathways between memories the more you use them. That's why, after repeating your phone number enough times, it becomes automatic. You've paved a neural highway. Here's something incredible. Your brain prioritizes emotional memories. That's thanks to your amygdala, which acts like a highlighter for important experiences. This explains why you remember exactly where you were during a major news event, but forget what you ate yesterday. The more emotion attached, the stronger the memory. Let's play a quick game to test yours. Close your eyes and picture your childhood kitchen. Can you see the color of the cabinets? Where the silverware was kept? That effortless recall is your long-term memory in action. Now try to remember what you wore exactly 3 weeks ago. Harder, right? That's because routine events rarely make the long-term cut. Want to strengthen your memory? Here's a science-backed trick. Spaced repetition. If you're learning something new, review it after 1 day, then 3 days, then a week. This timing actually matches your brain's natural forgetting curve. And don't underestimate sleep. During deep sleep, your hippocampus replays the day's events, transferring them from temporary to permanent storage. Here's a surprising fact. Every time you recall a memory, you're actually rewriting it slightly. Neuroscientists call this reconsolidation. It's why family family members remember the same event differently. Each recall subtly alters the original memory. Think of it like making a photocopy of a photocopy over time. So here's your memory workout for today. Try learning 5 new words in another language. Repeat them now, then again tonight before bed, and once more tomorrow. You'll be amazed how this simple exercise can trick your brain into long-term storage. Because in the end, your memories aren't just thoughts. They're the physical architecture of your mind, the living record of who you are. Working memory. Let me ask you something. Have you ever tried to calculate a tip at a restaurant while someone was talking to you? Or followed a recipe without constantly checking the instructions? That mental juggling act isn't just memory. It's something far more dynamic called working memory. And it's the secret behind every smart decision you make in the moment. Here's what makes it special. Working memory isn't just holding information. It's working with it. Think of the difference between a sticky note and a whiteboard. Short-term memory is like that sticky note. It just keeps a phone number written down. But working memory is the whiteboard where you scribble, erase, and solve problems in real time. It's why you can do mental math. For example, if dinner costs $45 and I want to leave 20%, it's also why you can follow a conversation while tuning out background noise and adjust your driving when you see sudden brake lights ahead. Here's the science behind the scenes. Your working memory lives in the prefrontal cortex. Unlike short-term memory, which just stores, working memory manipulates information. Studies show it can handle about 4 chunks at once, which is why phone numbers are broken into parts. And when you're multitasking, you're not actually doing things simultaneously. You're rapidly switching tasks on this mental workbench. Let's play a quick game to test yours. Read these words. Now, alphabetize them in your head. That mental sorting? That's your working memory in action. Here's how to strengthen it. Try dual N-back training, which is a brain game where you match patterns. Or practice everyday challenges like calculating change mentally at the store, repeating a conversation back in your own words, or learning a dance sequence without pausing. Working memory peaks in your 20s, but you can keep it sharp with practice. And when it fails, that's not you being bad at multitasking. It's your brain wisely refusing to overload the system. Episodic memory. Close your eyes. Think about your last birthday. Can you see the room, hear the voices, maybe even taste the cake? That's your episodic memory. Your brain's personal movie reel of every important moment you've lived. This isn't just regular remembering, it's time travel. When you recall your first day at school, a family holiday dinner, or that funny thing your best friend did last summer, you're not just thinking, you're reliving. Your brain saves the whole scene. What you saw, how you felt, even the background sounds. Here's how it works. Your brain has a special team. The hippocampus, which is your memory organizer, works with your senses to save complete experiences. The stronger the feeling, the clearer the memory. That's why happy moments shine brighter. Scary events stay sharp for years, and ordinary Tuesdays fade away. Try this now. Remember a meal with someone special. Notice how you can see the food on plates, hear their voice, and feel how you felt. That's your episodic memory working. These memories change slightly each time you remember them. Your brain fills in gaps without you noticing. That's why you and your sibling might argue about how it really happened at that family event. Want stronger memories? Pay full attention during special moments. Talk about experiences right after they happen, and look at photos to help save the details. These memories make you who you are. Even if you forget facts or names, these personal stories stay longest. They're your life's greatest hits, playing anytime you want to remember. Semantic memory. Think about this. You know that Paris is the capital of France. You remember that lemons are sour. You're certain that 2 + 2 = 4. But here's the mystery. When did you learn these things? Probably no idea. That's your semantic memory at work. Your brain's massive storage room for facts, meanings, and general knowledge. Unlike personal memories like your first love, this is the stuff everyone knows. Your brain stores these facts completely differently than your personal stories. They exist as pure knowledge, disconnected from where you learned them, who taught you, or how you felt at the time. Try this right now. What color is a banana? You instantly thought yellow, right? But try to remember when you first learned that, or who told you, or where you were. Hard, isn't it? That's semantic memory. Facts without context. The superpowers that your semantic memory gives you is that you can have conversations without stopping to Google facts and understand new ideas by connecting them to what you already know. Here is a fun experiment. Name as many vegetables as you can in 10 seconds. Notice how some pop up immediately like carrot or broccoli while others take longer. And they all come from the same knowledge bank. Ever had that "it's on the tip of my tongue" feeling? That's your semantic memory struggling to retrieve a fact. Usually the harder you try, the worse it gets. The trick? Think about something else. The answer often pops up when you relax. Want to strengthen it? Learn new words every day, explain concepts to others, and play word association games. Here's the wildest part. This memory system is why you can know exactly what a unicorn is, even though you've never seen one. Your brain doesn't just store what's real. It holds entire worlds of pure knowledge. Procedural memory. Ever notice something magical? You don't think left foot, right foot when walking. Your fingers find the right keys without looking. You can probably ride a bike even if you haven't in years. That's your procedural memory, your brain's silent genius for how to do things. Unlike facts or personal stories, your memory lives in your muscles, your reflexes, your hands that seem to work on their own. These skills bypass your thinking brain completely. When you tie your shoes, play a familiar song on an instrument, or dance to music you know, you're not consciously recalling each step. Your body just knows. Scientists call this muscle memory, though it actually happens in your brain's basal ganglia and cerebellum. Try this. Write your name normally. Easy, right? Now try with your other hand. See how one feels automatic while the other requires effort? That's procedural memory versus conscious control. Remember how terrifying driving felt the first time? Now you probably do it while singing along to the radio or thinking about dinner. That transformation happens because of practice. Your brain gradually turns complicated actions into automatic routines. The secret is repetition. Every time you repeat a skill, your brain rewires itself slightly, turning conscious steps into smooth, automatic programs. Sleep supercharges this process. While you're dreaming, your brain actually rehearses the day's new skills, smoothing out the rough edges. That's why you often perform better the day after practice. So, if you want to learn new skills faster, break them into steps, practice consistently, and get good sleep, because that's when the magic happens. The beautiful paradox is that the more you practice something, the less you can explain how you do it. Ask a pro basketball player to describe their shooting form, and they'll struggle. Their body knows better than their mind. Flashbulb memory. You remember exactly where you were on 9/11. You can picture the room when you heard about the pandemic lockdown. That moment you got life-changing news. It's etched in your mind like a photograph. These aren't ordinary memories. They're flashbulb memories, your brain's emergency recording system for emotionally explosive events. When something shocking happens, your brain doesn't just remember. It takes a mental Polaroid complete with where you were standing, what you were wearing, who told you, even the weather outside. Here's why they feel so vivid. Your amygdala floods these memories with adrenaline, essentially burning them deeper than normal memories. Studies show people remember flashbulb events with 90% accuracy after 1 year and 75% accuracy after 10 years. Try this experiment. Think back to a major news event from 5 years ago. Notice how you recall the physical setting, who you were with, and your immediate reaction. Now try remembering what you ate for lunch that day. See the difference? Flashbulb memories form during shocking moments like JFK assassination or 9/11 disaster. They also form during personal bombshells like getting terrible or amazing news, or big world events like COVID lockdowns. Today, in our 24/7 news cycle, potential flashbulb events happen constantly. Our brain can't distinguish between global crises and viral online moments. It just reacts to emotional intensity. That's why some people have vivid flashbulb memories of TikTok trends. You want to know how to protect your mental health? While these memories help us bond over shared experiences, too many can be overwhelming. If recent years left you with too many flashbulb moments, balance shocking news with positive experiences and talk through traumatic memories to process them. Your brain takes these snapshots whether you want it to or not, but understanding how they work helps you stay grounded when the next "where were you when" moment arrives. More videos like this one are coming up soon. Subscribe and stay tuned.